Hello friends, welcome to the Lal Street Bets 99. So let's get started and discuss about how Nifty fared today and Bank Nifty also, and then see what's the trade plan for tomorrow. Now, as you can see, I think Nifty has opened with a mild gap down, not much to give away anything, just 50 points. But then a lot of puts made decent gains yesterday, so which means that whoever has carried out those puts overnight, they made some uh, at least they didn't go into much of a loss. So it was a decent enough indicator that selling could resume, and it did. So the supports, of course, were around 650 and 600. And once market broke those supports, it just made a minor pullback effort around the 600 level again, giving enough indicators over here based on our custom moving averages indicator. And once it got failed, I think the sell off again resumed and it went to the lows of 470. Now, as always, I think our winners volume has given always a supportive indicator because this, if you observe this pullback, whereas the volume, winners volume didn't give any sort of indication that the sellers who have sold, the momentum has been lost. So the money flow has stayed intact with the sellers and it only increased through the day and at the end of the day it closed at a peak. So not a good sign for bulls, and obviously the bears are pretty active both yesterday and today. Uh, if you observe Bank Nifty, it's the same story, and given that it's the leading indicator, I mean the better performing index, not necessarily the leading indicator. But if you see, it's been a bit of a choppy ness seen in Bank Nifty, which is a could be considered as a good sign for the bulls, but nevertheless, I think Nifty didn't uh, really perform that much. If you see the witness volume also, some selling, some buying, some again some selling, some buying. So Bank Nifty was in it's a crisscross fashion, but then I think at the end of the day, I think it still went into the red only and closed red. So not may not be as clear as Nifty today, but then Bank Nifty 2 and so on. So what's the trade plan for tomorrow? I think the situation is pretty clear. And given that 17,600 could now turn out to be the big resistance, and if you observe the option chain too, we see a lot of positions built up in 17,600 zone, and 17,500 could act as a minor support. But if you see down the line, I think the supports are pretty weak until up until 17,000. Not that we are near expiry, but nevertheless, this sort of confirms the picture that there was not much of put questions built, and unlike that, the call questions have been built pretty aggressively. So 70,600 until it's taken out. I don't think the sell off. We can comfortably say the bulls are back. So what could be trade plan for tomorrow? Simple. Watch out for this level of 17,442 or 440 zones. If this support stays, then and only then we can look at a minor pullback and the bulls could come back. But as I said, 70,550 could prove to be a resistance, and 70,600 would prove to be a much bigger resistance. So, if at all there's any pullback, I think it might not last long. And given that we have a Fed event which is going to come up, not that we trade based on events, but given the fact that there is an event which is going to come up, so we might have to look into that aspect and say that maybe the bulls might not have such an easy outing, at least this expiry. So that is the levels for today. As always, I'll post the levels on both YouTube as well as Twitter. And as far as Bank Nifty is concerned, I think 38,500 could be the level to watch out for. Uh, Either way, I think 150 points up or down is there for the taking. And it might not be immediate, but it could be fast. As and when it happens, I think that's the way to go out for. So, and as far as the selling is concerned, I think it's been again been all around selling. There's just one aspect we have to look out for, that is the India VIX, and this is not a good sign because the selling is accompanied with the VIX moving up higher. So that's it for the trade plan. Have a great trading tomorrow too. Thank you.